In the last 20 years or so, bait casters have changed a lot. You can use heavier line, you can use heavier baits, and you can throw them farther. And I'm going to give you a few tips today on how to be able to use your bait casters more effectively. One of the first things you're going to do when you get your bait caster is you're going to set the tension knob. That knob sits usually on the right-hand side on a right-handed crank reel. Basically what you want it to do is when you push the button in, you want the bait to barely fall. You want it to just barely come off. And when you have that set perfectly, you'll be able to make a cast without a bird nest. Bait casting reels are a little bit different when you throw them. And one of the things I've noticed is you've seen the shovels, they're ergonomic shovels, they're bent in a certain way. Well, the same is true with a bait casting reel. What you want to do is you want to be able to have that reel facing just about parallel to the ground like this to be able to make a good cast. When you make that cast, you're going to turn that reel sideways to make a good cast. Try to cast it as high as you can. So when you make that cast, you want to make it so that you've got it really high in the air. Then as you get better, you start bringing it down, and that's where accuracy will come in. The more you use a bait caster, you'll find there's some things that will really help you. And one is utilizing your thumb to be able to feather the spool. When you do that, you'll be able to make the distance you want to make, but you'll also be a lot more accurate. You can stop the bait by using your thumb, but also just laying it on the reel will allow that thing to go off smoother, no matter if it's a heavy bait or a light bait. As you get better with a bait caster, you'll find out that your tension knob that you tightened up early when you first learned how to do it, you can loosen that up a little bit because you're using that thumb to be able to feather your line off your spool. When you do that, you get better, longer casts, and you're much more accurate. Learning how to use a bait caster will make you a better angler. And one of the things you'll find out is the more you use it, the better you'll get. I hope you can use these tips we give you at Wired to Fish to make you a better caster.